Hi there, I'm Alexandra Harbushka, the founder of Life With Herpes, and today we're going to talk about what is not herpes. All right, so when you're seeing a little bump down there, or you get a little itch, or you see something that's not what you should be seeing down there, you go into the OMG, what is going on, WTF, oh my God, maybe you call your best friend over, maybe you have a freak out. We've all been there, right? That's definitely how I was when I saw a little bump down there and I was like, oh my gosh, is this herpes? What is going on? Okay, so before we go to whether or not it is herpes, I want to talk about some things that we can misdiagnose herpes. So when I say misdiagnose, a lot of times it is herpes and we go, oh no, it's just a bug bite. But a lot of times it really is a bug bite, not herpes. So I just want you to be aware of kind of some signs, some symptoms, what to look for, what not to look for, and so you can take the best control of your life, your health, your sexual health, and just make sure you're in control. So if you want to go into more detail about what is herpes, what does it look like, signs, symptoms, all that, go to episode, I think it's 101. I will link it below, but I go into it's called What is Herpes? So I go really into detail explaining what is herpes and what is not herpes. All right, so let's talk about what is not herpes. Is a pimple. So a pimple includes blackheads, whiteheads, a cyst, anything like that. Like we all know what pimples look like on our, our face or our nose, our chin, whatever. But a lot of times we'll get pimples down there. So consider that that it can just be a pimple. So if it pops, typically it's a pimple. All right, ingrown hairs. That's basically an infected pimple as well. The ingrown hair, we've all had ingrown hairs, they really hurt, but an ingrown hair is just an ingrown hair. That's what it is, it's a hair that is stuck in there. So it is not herpes if it's just an ingrown hair. All right, canker sores. How many times have you got those sores inside your mouth or on your tongue and you go, oh my gosh, is it canker, is it cold? What is it? What sore is this? So a canker sore is not herpes. It's its own thing. It's not contagious. You can't spread it. It's your own thing going on in your mouth. We're not going to spend a lot of time talking about canker sores because we talk about herpes here. But anyways, yeah, a canker sore is not herpes. All right. Contact dermatitis, aka skin rash, aka you bumped into some poison ivy or some poison oak. Maybe you changed your laundry detergent. Maybe you sat down on something that just kind of rubbed you wrong, or you went to a new dry cleaners and they used some new type of whatever they use to dry clean your clothes. I don't even know. Anyways, but a lot of times you'll see a skin rash on your body, and that can be. We can go, oh my gosh, is this herpes? Is it herpes? So no, a lot of times it is just a skin rash. Scabies, okay? Those are like little mites and they burrow into your skin and they create little rashes in your skin. So scabies can be considered misdiagnosed or looked at something different and you think, oh, maybe it's herpes. Well, maybe it's scabies, right? Jock itch. Personally, I'm not familiar with jock itch. I don't have a jock to itch. I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, that can also be misinformed or look at it and think, oh, it's just jock itch when maybe it could be something more. So if it is just jock itch, great. If it's not, or if it continues, comes back, then you're definitely going to want to seek a professional. All right, bug bites. Again, super simple, mosquito bites, bug bites. I had an outbreak on my butt and I was like, oh, it's just a bug bite. And my husband's like, of anyone to call it a bug bite, Alexandra, you need to go back and look. So I fell for it, right? It was a herpes outbreak, but I thought it was a bug bite. So we can get bites down there, so keep that in mind. Okay, for ladies, yeast infection. How many of us think we're going into the doctor for the worst yeast infection of our life and it ends up being herpes, right? But a lot of times it is just a yeast infection. There's a lot going on down there and it is just a yeast infection. The next two are some other STDs, STIs. So syphilis. Syphilis actually has a blister when you when you're infected. So it is a blister. It is similar to the herpes blister, but it is something completely different. And that's something that you're absolutely going to want to get treated, because there's a lot of health risks that go down that pipeline if you are diagnosed with syphilis. The next one is gonorrhea. So that's also an STI, STD, and it is a bacterial infection, and it also can cause blisters. So these are just a list of things that can go through our Rolodex in our mind when we look down and we're like, oh my gosh, oh no, it's just a pimple, okay. Or is it this, is it that, is it all these things? Okay, here's what I don't want you to do, is I don't want you to freak out and go to Google and start looking at all these things and then you're like, oh my gosh, I have all of them, okay? I'm the person that takes my dog to the vet, and when I'm looking at the pictures in the vet about heartworm, I walk out thinking I have heartworm, I have kennel cough, I have all these things that it's not possible for me to get because I'm a human, right? So just think about all these things. If you need to Google them and like maybe compare, like you don't know what scabies looks like, or you don't know what jock itch looks like, yeah, go on ahead and compare it. But don't go down the rabbit hole of looking at all the Google techniques. All right, if you're wondering about diagnosis and you're like, okay, I went through the list, it's still there, it hurts, it's painful, it hurts to go to the bathroom, my lymph nodes are swollen, all these other things are going on, and you're like, I'm really sure it's herpes, I want you to go to herpalert.com. It is a telehealth company. They are online, they are safe, they're secure, they're fast, super fast. It is just the best way for you to get answers and get treatment as soon as possible. So go to herpalert.com. Use the promo code Life With Herpes. You get 10% off. I'll have it all linked below here for you. All right, and last but not least, I did not talk about the secret society. So if you are just diagnosed with herpes, if you're out there dating and you're like, how am I gonna get through this? If you're wondering about your outbreaks, all sorts of things. Basically, if you want to talk to people like myself and other people who are dealing with their herpes diagnosis, you're going to want to go to the Secret Society. So it is an online community for people living with herpes. So go to lifewithherpes.com. You'll find the information, or I have it linked below. All right, I will see you in the next video, and I'll talk to you soon.